Hi, David Wallimann here. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, we're going to talk about something a little different, which there's going to be a lot of music background stuff, but I think this video is going to be appealing to anyone who kind of wants a different type of professional life. I'm going to talk about my life as a musician, which means something very different than it would have 20 years ago. It's very, very different being a musician today. The reason I'm doing this really is that I rewatched that video there, and I'll leave a link in the background, below somewhere. And that video was a day in the life of David Wallimann. Basically, I walked you through a full day, and I rewatched that recently, just kind of saw it. And that was done in February 2013. Today, 2017, pretty much 4 years after, things have changed dramatically in the good way. But looking back, I saw some things that were kind of the foundation of a new path for me. I've got to start by saying that my day-to-day activity is very different from day to day. It kind of changes. But there are some things, a few things that are really, really important. And the main thing is to eliminate anything that is not productive, and eliminate things that are not enjoyable, and eliminate things that are not bringing you enough cash for the amount of work that you're doing. So if you're really working hard on doing something and it's not worth the effort, then leave it. Just learn how to scrap things and change. Anyways, let's get started. I'm looking at my phone here because I've got an app, and I told you about this app. It really saved me from huge anxiety. There was a time shortly after the original video in 2013, following that video, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, the following 2 years have been really ups and downs as far as professional stability and being self-employed. That's it's very easy to have those ups and downs professionally match your ups and downs mentally and personally. And that's what happened, because when you're self-employed, you're so invested in what you're doing that anything at work is going to affect your personal life, and vice versa. It's all really enmeshed like that. So the first thing that I did was, and that's why I'm looking at my phone, was to find an application. So I'm using Wunderlist. It's free. And basically what it does, it allows me to organize my days. So you're probably thinking, well, that's a calendar. Use a calendar. Well, the thing with the calendar is that if you move things around the calendar, well, you've got to scratch something in that day and move it to the next day. And there's a lot of content if you scratch things around or move things around. You've got to scratch or erase, and that creates clutter. And you might think, that's not a big deal, David. What's the problem? It is a big deal if you're like me and you open your calendar and you see the full week. You see scratches here, like things that are marked off, and then this and that, this, that. Mentally, it creates a lot of confusion. It did for me. And so I got this app, which allows me to write down my tasks, organize them into different folders. What I have on this is a YouTube folder in which I put all my YouTube tasks, and I'll show you exactly what those are. I've got a session and more folder. So that's basically if someone asks me to record a solo on a track, well, I put that in that folder, and I put anything else in there, anything that doesn't fit the other categories. I've got a Guitar Fusion folder, which is my big flagship course. So any items relating to that, such as maybe add some backing tracks to this lesson, or whatever it is that has to do with Guitar Fusion. A Jamplay folder, I do some contract work for jamplay.com, and so forth, and I've got all my folders. And within these folders, these tasks can be recurring also. So for Guitar Fusion, for example, I've got a recurring task that happens every week, and that's, for me, it's resetting the funnel. I'll get a little more into that at some point. But basically, yeah, I'll get into that in a little bit. But you can have recurring tasks that come every week. And the cool thing with that is that when you open your app, you look at what's going on today. In this case, I don't have anything today because today's Saturday and I cleared all my schedule. But Monday, I can see at a glance all the things that I have. And honestly, when I see this, I realize, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm going to move things around. I like to keep my days at 4 or 5 tasks like that. And a task can be as simple as re-upload 3 backing tracks. As simple as that. Something very simple. But that's the first thing. And at the time, rewatching this video, I didn't really have that. My day changed every day and I didn't have that system. That really works. Okay, let's now look at one day. See what's going on. If we look at Monday, for example, I've got a recurring task, and that's thumb project. So that doesn't make sense for you. That's okay. But basically, it's on my YouTube channel. I'm revising all the thumbnails of all my videos. Why am I wasting time doing that? Well, because when your YouTube thumbnail is placed, the picture of your thumbnail, it's aligned next to a lot of other thumbnails. And you want to have something that's attractive, and that's why I usually put my face on it. So something that kind of stands up so that people can click on that one instead of the next one. Why? Who cares? Well, there's always a behind the thing. Because if people watch my videos, they might watch the next one and the next one and the next one. And it grows my income a little bit with advertisement. Not much. Probably make about $300 a month on YouTube with ads. You might say that's tons. And yeah, it's a lot for just doing videos, but it's a lot of videos. It's a lot of work, trust me. But anyways, that's not really the main reason. The main reason is that YouTube, the reason I'm doing all these videos on YouTube is that behind that, people get to know me. I place myself in a space musically that sets myself apart. And I don't mean this in the arrogant way. I just mean it in the way that people are going to remember, hopefully, my face. And I got some gigs out of it. Teaching gigs, writing gigs. Some people now find me on my website and ask me, hey, can you play solo on this song? Yeah, I do it. Yeah, I charge them money. And most importantly, the funnel that I told you about earlier. That's the huge game changer that happened 6 months ago. That's when it kicked in, but it was maybe a year in the works. So I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But basically, yes, so that's one task, the thumbnail project. So you might think that's ridiculous. Why would I do that? Well, you know why. Because every step of the way leads towards financial freedom as much as I can and financial stability as much as I can. So just a little bit. And the thumbnail project, really, I make one thumbnail and then I'm done for that task for the day. I click done, bam, click it. And once I click it, it disappears out of my day. And because it's recurring, I set it to recur every day. So the following day, I'll have to do another thumbnail. Next one is virtual assistant tutorial book. What? Okay, yes. So some of the tasks, that's important too. Some of the tasks that I do are not super complicated. They need to be done, but they take time. And they take out of my creative energy also. And I don't want to do them anymore. Just honestly, I don't want to do them, but they have to be done. So I am creating tutorials, video tutorials, step by step. So anytime I have one of these tasks to do, like resetting the funnel, which I'll tell you about, I did that last week. I filmed myself doing it on the computer. And so basically what I'm doing is taking all these recurring tasks that I don't have to do in the sense that someone else can do them for me. Like it's not like I've got to make a video. Well, David Wallimann has to make the video. But those kind of tasks that are recurring, I'm actually hiring someone to do them for me. And I'm preparing this big instruction manual. It's more work, but in the end, it'll free my time. So that's that particular task there. Every day, I've got to finish this Monday, basically. I'm almost done with some of the tasks. And some of the tasks are resetting the funnel, like I said, adding some description to the YouTube videos. That needs to be done, but that's work. And all those kind of things, I'm paying someone. I'm going to pay someone to do that. What else do we have? Send newsletters at noon. So that's on Monday. Every Monday and every Friday, I send a newsletter with some content. Like maybe it's the video of the day, or maybe it's free backing tracks, or whatever it is. And again, that's part of the virtual assistant thing. So that's going to clear my schedule. That's going to clear some of that recurring task. Rhythm guitars, Deep Inside the Mind. Well, that's the next album. Every day right now, I'm recording at least one section for rhythm guitars on Deep Inside the Mind, and I've got all that planned, and so forth. Eventually, that's the game. That's the key. You want to clear your schedule from all those recurring tasks. Pay someone to do it if you can. At first, you can't. I know you can't. When I did that video, I kind of started. If you watch that video, you see that I paid someone to do tabs, and I forced myself. It was really hard to do because at the time, any dollar I made was like really valuable. Not that it's not, but it was really hard to reinvest. But I did it anyways, even if that meant that I could not get, that I couldn't get a video game that I wanted or whatever it is. I just reinvested, and that freed my time to do other things that are more interesting. And that's why that video is so important. I think watching it again, it really put me on a path of thinking that way, taking steps towards freeing my schedule to work on things that were more interesting to me. And you'll see at the end how that paid off. So that's the first thing. Like, really think, do I really need to do this? Can I get someone to do it for me? Can I pay him? And before, it wasn't like money pay. It was more like an exchange of services. Like, I'll record a solo on your album if in exchange you do this for me, or whatever it is. Now it's I'm able to pay that person to do that, but at first I couldn't. But it's really a train of thought. So don't think that, man, David is a rich guy who can just like spend all his money. No, it takes a lot of sacrifices at first to think that way. It really does. It means that I'm not going to have that $100 that I would have had if I did that job. I'm only going to make 20. I'm paying that guy 80. I'm just getting 20. But you're getting 20 to do not much. And that $20 that you're getting, well, you're learning so much by doing that. You're learning how to be an entrepreneur. Making a better professional life for yourself. Okay. So those are the kind of things that really have helped. Let me tell you about the funnel. That's something that I've read about a lot, and I've talked to marketing guys, entrepreneurs. I read books and all that. And honestly, anytime I would do that, I would get out of the conversation really anxious and stressed out and confused and almost very frustrated. I hated that aspect because the entrepreneurs and the marketing people that I would talk to, they seem to think money. And that's the goal. And it's really frustrating. And some didn't care about their product. They just wanted money. I really got fed up with it. And I thought, okay, these guys are doing something that makes money. I'm going to just take some of the concepts and just try it. I would go crazy by thinking, what kind of web host I need? What kind of software do I need? And then I would go with this web host. Like I tried WordPress because that everybody uses WordPress. It just didn't work for me. And so I tried something else and then went back to WordPress. I wasted so much time. Now I'm using something called teachable.com, and it's okay for me. It works right now. Maybe it won't work in a week. I don't know. But here's the thing that I took from all these conversations and these books. I took away from it the fact that while every business is different, you need to try something for yourself. And what I mean by the funnel, basically, a lot of people do it, but I do it maybe in my way where that makes sense for me. The main thing when you're selling something online and you want to make a living, because you have to, I would do this kind of thing. I'm not doing it for the money. If I did it for the money, I would not be teaching guitar. I love doing it, and I love playing. I love music. That's my love, but I've got to feed my family. And so after reading all these books, I realized, well, really what they're saying is that something that we all know. Like if I want to teach you something, or I want you to do something for me, and I don't know you, I'm not just going to get in your face and say, well, what should I say? Clean my windows. I expect you to clean them. I wouldn't, right? And I wouldn't anyways. But if I really wanted you to clean my windows and I didn't know you, well, first, I wouldn't ask you to. But let's say that I've got this like sneaky mind and I really, really want you to clean my windows. Well, if I really want it to happen, the best way is to become your friend. Now, I would pretend to be your friend because in the end, I just want your windows. And that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. But let's just imagine that's the funnel. You start wide here. Hi. That's the very top of the funnel. Hi, I'm David. Really like what you're doing. Like the way you're cleaning your windows and so forth. And then he says, oh, thanks so much. And a little bit deeper in the funnel there, in the friendship zone, right? And you continue the funnel, continue developing a relationship. And at the very end, when the funnel's tiny, hey, can you clean my windows? You're probably going to say yes. That's the funnel. That's the principle. And that's the guitarinfusion.com thing, where the hi, I'm David, let's become friends and all that happens on YouTube. And then if we want to go a step further, that happens when you put your email on guitarinfusion.com. And cool, we're friends now. You trust me. I'm going to give you more value because I really do care. I really do. And then I'm going to send you that worksheet, the DNA worksheet, which if you haven't, just sign below and I'll leave your name so you can be part of the funnel. And then I send you a few emails and I try to help you. And at the very end of the funnel, there's 1 week, about a week. It's really 5 days where you can purchase my course. And that's like, hey, can you clean my windows? Hey, can you buy my course? I've got to make a living. It's really, really, really good. It's a really good course. And I started doing this 6 months ago, but it was years in the making. I didn't invent all that stuff, but it was years in the thinking through it and going through different books and all this. And in the end, I shouldn't have. You just need what I just told you and try to figure out ways to do it. And if I look at this video, at the time I made, I want to tell you. I want to tell you how much. I know you want to know. But there's this thing where if I tell you, then some people might see me differently. They might think, oh man, you're making so much money, you cannot complain. Or they might think, man, you're so dirt poor. Oh, money does weird things. But at the time, you saw it in the video. My wife was working. She was paying all the bills, most of them. Today we have 2 kids. And I'm the sole breadwinner, and we're doing okay. But most importantly, I'm happy. And it all happens with eliminating things, work things that don't work for you. And if you absolutely have to do these things, find someone to do them for you as soon as you can. I know at the beginning you can't. I remember when I started, when I was starting out, and I thought, I really want to be a musician and make a living with music, whether it's teaching, playing, whatever. I love music, and I don't want to spend 8 hours in an office or whatever it is, not being around music and not being around my kids. At the time, it was a thought of kids because I didn't have kids, but all those things, I didn't want that. And I remember when I started, maybe 6 months in or something, the first thing that I bought, purely with money made from the business, from backing tracks, was a desk chair. Not the one I'm sitting on. This is another one, but it was a similar one. And I think I spent $99 on it. I was like, man, this is so awesome. I worked on selling backing tracks and I can buy myself a chair. It was awesome. It was great. Great feeling. And that's great. That was great. And it starts like that. Just reinvest whenever you can in your business and eliminate the things that you don't like. If you have any questions, let me know below. I've got a Facebook group, self-employed musician group or something. I can't remember. It's below, but it's a community of people who are kind of like me or want to be like a self-employed musician. And it's pretty cool. We encourage each other and stuff. And so you can check that out below. If you're interested in being a little closer to the end of the funnel, you can sign up to my free Music DNA worksheet. It will teach you about music theory in a super simple way. It's really good, especially at the end. That course, it's the best I have. Anyways, thank you for watching this. I'll see you next time. Well, until then, salut.